It's been a runaway season so far here in the iRacing Grand Prix Series, and the question now will become, will it be another one here as we head to the home of British motorsport? It's a circuit which has been ingrained in Formula-style racing for forever and a day, and Silverstone, once again, proves to be our place for racing action in the iRacing Grand Prix Series. Tonight, we're here on SimSpeed TV, show you all about amazing sim racing action. My name's Jake Sperry, joined alongside by Scott Fountain here for the ride, with qualifying just currently underway at this 5.89 kilometre 18-turn battleground where these drivers will try and do their very best today. Focus, though, is going to be here, Fonty, on who can really make those big challenges early on, because Matteo Ugolotti has seemed nigh on unstoppable.
You're exactly right, Sperry. Welcome everybody to another Saturday night, round 8, and we're at Silverstone, the home of British Grand Prix racing, and yeah, what an awesome facility we're at tonight. And yeah, you're exactly right. Can anybody take it to Ugolotti? That'll be the big question. He's been pretty fast the last few rounds, and I'm sure he's going to pull it up here tonight.
You can see in the championships, he's up 52 points at this moment over Jorge Martinez, who is in second position overall. But what is crucial right now for Martinez is that there is no Jorge Martinez, it seems, in this field today. So that means he's not going to be scoring the maximum points. He probably is going to use this as one of his drop rounds. Diogo Oliveira is there third in the championship, and we've seen how consistency has been key to this one. Someone like Matt Wood, for example, is only down in position number 7. You've got drivers up there like Ken Nielsen and Adam Gleeson at this stage doing very well.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Sperry. Kent Nielsen, good run last week for him. Yeah, Bradley Philpott as well. He was pretty fast. I didn't realise he actually races in real life until I saw something pop up on Facebook, an active karter. So good to see the real life drivers getting out there. And yeah, hopefully one of these guys, Martinez, he's not too far behind. So I'm sure we can see him if he has a good run, not tonight because he's not here, but for the rest of the championship, and certainly take it to Matteo.
Well, of course, those first times are just about to start getting themselves in on the board then here at Silverstone. Adam Gleeson currently puts it up at the top in the fiercely forward car. That is a 129.163 or a 164, as you can see it right now. It's half a second clear of Samuli Väyrynen in the number 7. So that one definitely working out. There is Philpott making the charge over towards the line, hoping it's a good lap time. It is pretty okay, but Matt Wood has gone third then as Philpott has gone second. So Adam Gleeson, half a second clear on the opening lap. That will be a little bit of a shock to the system for a couple of people. So we'll see whether there will be those improvements come in. Of course, they've got 8 minutes, Fonty, or 2 laps, whichever comes along first. As Matteo Ugolotti now makes progress to start a representative flying lap.
Yeah, you're exactly right, mate. And yeah, good to see Philpott with a good lap there on his first one. Matt Wood up there. All the usual names are coming up to the top of the timesheets, that's for sure. Can Matteo manage to pull this one off, or is he going to have someone beat him to the line like we saw last week?
Well, good times we've been seeing coming on the board. Gleeson looking to maybe improve on a 29.1 at this stage, in the fiercely forward McLaren MP4-30, making that drive through the final corner and to attack towards the line. Takes a really aggressive line overwards, and it's a 29.106. It's an improvement of, I believe, half a tenth of a second, as that's going to be good. Samuli Väyrynen jumps up then into second with a 29.425, and Klaus Siemet, for the time being, goes third. Darren Parker up into 4th position, number 23 in this 27 car field. What a wonderful lap time that is from him. But Philpott and Wood both improve, but only to 4th and 5th positions. This is a shaken up grid here today. Jan Stratinsky puts a 131 down, remains down there a little bit in the order, but focus on car number 1 here, Matteo Ugolotti. Is this going to be a case of the strategy not playing out compared to everybody else? He struggled here last time we were here, but there are no such issues, Fonty. 28.8, and he puts 3/10 on everyone.
There we go. The man himself. He's dominated the season so far. Last week, absolute perfection drive. We really didn't focus on him at all, and yeah, put a pretty good lap down here for his first run. He is running his second lap now, so can he improve?
He probably has that ability to. You could see the DRS on the Wellington straight moving through that next left-hander as they went through Brooklands now into the Luffield corner, and it continues on his lap going through, just keeping an eye out on drivers who can still improve their times. Liam Buckley has got an opportunity, so does Thomas Knoll actually in 12th place. He is a second down on Ugolotti, but crucially only 0.4 of a second off of being on the podium there or thereabouts, or for qualifying at least at that section, but he does not improve. It's 29.9, so it is not good enough at this stage. Liam Buckley out there on a lap is hoping to improve on P16 in the number 21 car. You always want to out-qualify your number if you can. It shows improvement, but take it nice and slow through the final corner. That lap will not be any shade of improvement. Here comes Ugolotti then, looking for the charge to the line. See if there is one more in the book. If you can get it done, 28.802. Oh, you bet he can here, Fonty. 28.739. That is 0.4 better than anyone else.
There we go. He's absolutely done it. Cedric Beale, can he come up with anything faster? No, he can't. So, a couple of drivers still left to go. John Pat Kelly is a regular in this championship. Very good driver. Don't really see him right at the front of the field, but certainly keeps his nose clean. And yeah, sort of, we've seen some great results from him. What's he going to pull out for?
P18 he goes then at this stage with that 130.4. Kent Nielsen making the charge, the last driver out there. That's a 29.8 then for the driver, 5th place in the championship. Good enough for 11th for car number 11. That then is everyone over the line. We'll be able to, in the next couple of moments, take ourselves over to the starting grid and understand where everyone is going to be placed in what has been a very important qualifying session then, which has seen a real statement of intent then at the very front of the pack. Matteo Ugolotti then in the number 1 machine is on pole with a 128.739 overall, and alongside him on the grid will be Adam Gleeson in the fiercely forward car, 129.107. Diogo Oliveira will be on row number 2, starting 3rd with Samuli Veyron, and great qualifying from him in 4th, and a career best for Klaus Siemet, their 5th place. Every reason to be excited. Does the German need to be? Matt Wood will go from 6th position overall, and just behind him, Bradley Philpott and Darren Parker, making it a Club UK&I 4th row of the grid. Reynaldo Augusto starts this one in 9th with Ben Horrell rounding out the top 10. Kent Nielsen in number 11 is 11th, and Cedric Beale will be starting this one from 12th position. That follows the Austrian Thomas Knoll and the German Christoph Mons, with John Atkinson Jr. and Ray Griffioen there on row number 8. Row 9 will see Liam Buckley and Dan Buffton alongside each other, with row number 10 housing John Pat Kelly and Philip Yates. There is Nico Veyranen in 21st position. Not quite ideal in comparison to his brother Jan Stratinsky there in what is 22nd place. Then you got Kleber Toffoli and Tamas Shane, 23rd and 24th overall. Finishing off, you got Matthew Howard, Inigo Bayer, and then CM Skinner. And of course, there was a famous lawsuit where someone called CM was known to have that CM mean chick magnet. So we have no idea what CM means at this moment in time. 35 laps, 1 pit stop will be required for tyres here in this race. But Ugolotti on the front has every reason to be excited. He's got exactly where he wants to. He just needs a good start now, and his race will be all but what is needed at this stage. Everyone looking to get themselves ready. The last cars on the back of the grid then are in position. Let's get ourselves then to the action here. Silverstone Arena Grand Prix, 35 laps worth of racing action starts right now, and it's a very good start then from the second row of the grid. Look at Matt Wood fly, look at Oliveira fly as they go in towards turn number 1. They all try and funnel their way in. It was not bad of a start either for Samuli Veyranen, who holds on to 4th place temporarily. Unchallenged then will be Ugolotti through the opening corners, but Matt Wood got an absolute stormer there, Fonty.
Yeah, certainly did. Great start. and keeping it pretty clean for this first lap. We've seen no one go around as of yet. Plenty of race
Toffoli
to
did
go
though.
for these guys. Oh, there we go. I didn't see Toffoli go around there. So Toffoli, he'll be disappointed with that run. Looks like just a half sort of spin though, because he hasn't lost the field by too much.
No, not too much at all. There's some great side-by-side going on there in the mid-pack as we see they go towards the old turn one. Dan Buffton, Christoph Montz looking at it for position. Buffton trying to search for the inside if he can. Behind that then, the changes of position as John Atkinson Jr. gets through Liam Buckley, who will lose another one then. It seems at this stage to Philip Yates. They head into Maggots and Beckett's a little bit further forward. You can see there Cedric Beale being applied pressure to by Kent Nielsen, who wants to try and push forward, but on to the next straight they come along, this hanger straight, which becomes so very, very vital. Oliveira up into position number 2 then in this one, but look at already how those gaps are starting to form at this moment. There is Oliveira, and there, just flashing through the front of shot, was Matteo Ugolotti as they go through. In the background, though, everyone is just trying to make moves as quickly as they can. This is an incredibly frantic start to this race. We've got side-by-side through the final corner behind. That is Christoph Montz trying to get through on Ray Griffey-Owen.
Yeah, certainly pretty intense racing going on throughout this field, and Beale all over the back of Nielsen there. So yeah, he must have just made that pass happen, and Kent Nielsen moving through the field there. Ugolotti certainly stretching out that gap like we saw last week, almost opened up to 2 seconds. But Gleeson hanging on the back there. He's driving a great race so far.
Oh, he certainly is, and you can see it here. 2 wide, 2 deep as they go through towards this section. So Beale and Noel getting incredibly close. Noel trying to take the big wide line to attack, but you can't take that line. It won't give you the opportunity you need to push forward with Atkinson there and Buffton trying everything they possibly can to move forward and gain those places. It has been a frantic start. No retirements then in the opening lap of this race, and Ben Horrell now all of a sudden here is looking good, but look at how good Adam Gleeson looks at this stage. We take a little focus here as they go through. No DRS until the next lap, so they're going to struggle to make these passes on the hanger straight right now, but there are always opportunities later on in this race. 35 laps, and of course a very, very difficult pit lane for that one stop.
Yeah, you're certainly right. One stop. We'll haven't seen what tyre choice these guys are all on, but I'm guessing the majority of the field will be on the soft tyre that seemed to work at the track we're at last week. And Silverstone doesn't really wear out tyres too much, so I reckon we'll see two sets of softs go on these guys.
I tell you what, there's something really interesting going on in terms of strategy, as again there's the battle in towards that corner. Beale losing out and now suddenly has Montz to deal with and co, trying to get through the next left-hander. There's contact. 2 more go around and find themselves in a world of trouble then. It's Ray Griffey-Owen who has been involved in the hit there with Cedric Beale, and both of them not happy at all with the way that one goes. Beale waiting for Griffey-Owen as they all file through, but there are some very interesting points to talk about here, Fonty, in terms of strategy. Kleiber Toffoli and Nico Väyrynen qualified on the medium wall compound tyres as we catch a virtual racing school replay, and CM Skinner's on the hard compound.
Really? Okay, there we go. So, yeah, interesting strategy, that's for sure. We haven't seen the hard tyre. I certainly haven't seen the hard tyre run as of yet. And I'll tell you what, Cedric Beale, he'll be absolutely gutted because he was driving a great race. He was quite away up the field. Had just been passed by Nielsen, and yeah, race done for him pretty much. Looks like the car's all right, but yeah, certainly not going to be able to win it from there.
No, he certainly isn't, and that is the key. There is CM Skinner, the white-walled, hard compound tyres on that machine. So how long is he going to be taking that SimSport News car up forward and making a lot of progress? There's some side-by-side in front, actually, between Tamas Shane and Nico Väyrynen, who is there on the medium compound, and that is Väyrynen trying to defend position and doing so nicely. They can see that BMW Sauber style car then of Tamas Shane. They're trying to attack and gain place. Jan Stratinsky just on the back as well. This one going for 18th, 19th and 20th.
Yep, fantastic battle going on here, and yeah, with the nature of the track, kind of keeps the cars all bunched together. Some really cool straights for the DRS to be used. And yeah, certainly through Maggots and Beckett's, that's a wonderful set of corners. Haven't had the pleasure of going to this track since I've been in the UK, but I would like to. Have you been here, Sperry?
No, I haven't been here either. It is worth noting as well at the end of lap 2 that Bradley Philpott did make a move on Matt Wood, and that was for position there to move into 4th place. So Matt Wood currently in 5th, started in 6th. Bradley Philpott up 3 places off the start of this race, and he is wanting to charge, but those two in front are doing quite nicely, as well as Ugolotti doing a lot better than everybody else at this moment in time. But they have company at this stage, do Philpott and Wood, because they've still got Darren Parker in the number 23, who's looking very punchy today here at Silverstone. More side-by-side going on here as they go through. This is with Yates, Buffton and Buckley. Buckley looking to the inside then, coming in through the Vale and towards Club Corner. He can't get it done on the inside, turned outside.
Yeah, wasn't really that committed. Didn't throw it in deep enough, and certainly wasn't side-by-side, but well done for not coming together with the car in front. He's certainly put in a bit of pressure though, and if he sets it up right, we should see him get past in this next lap.
And it's all about the setup here around this circuit. You don't want to be getting yourself involved in incident early on. It definitely does hamper you in terms of the way this race goes, and it is, of course, Fonty, an incredibly wide circuit as we take a look at that Luffield corner, and Matt Wood looking to pressure back against Bradley Philpott, find a way back through up into position number 4 in this race. He looks to the outside. Oh, I didn't think there was a channel there as he searched on the outside of Cox Corner, but he'll get a really good run here towards Maggots and Beckett's. Will he force it too wide? No, he'll have to stay in line for the moment. He's got a long hanger straight coming up, and look at how he's able to follow in that section using just some superior driving skills. He'll easily get DRS. He'll easily move it side by side as they go through snow. And if you're Bradley Philpott, you're desperately trying to get back into line. There's not much you can do there. Matt Wood's got the place.
Yeah, fantastic move there. Set that up really well. And Philpott's just got to hang on the back and, use that draft look after those tyres, but also doesn't want to get gobbled up by the guys behind him. So he'll want to try and stick with the car in front and back out and make it hard for those guys behind to hang on there.
Yes, it's going to be very difficult to see those battles. There's Ben Horrell in 8th position. He's looking at Samuli Väyrynen with eagle-eyed intent at this moment. But a train of 6, you get this mitigated factor of the draft. You've got Klaus Siemitz there, who's down 4 places off the start. Didn't get a good run off on the getaway. But here comes the run for Ben Horrell here, as it will now have to be defended from Samuli Väyrynen. Side by side they'll go into the left-hander of Brooklands. A little double take there going through from Horrell. He'll still have the inside for the next part, but again, Väyrynen can put the power down, but he doesn't have any grip on that outside, not rubbered in yet. So there goes the place. Up goes Ben Horrell.
Yep, well done to Horrell. We've seen him around for a little bit of time now, and he's certainly getting a lot more pace these days. So I expect him to be right up the front of the field pretty soon, I reckon.
I reckon so as well. He's really finding some good runs. He's very consistent as well. He's also someone who has got a very good attitude for wanting to gain places, as there's some side-by-side action for P2. Diogo Oliveira losing out then to Adam Gleeson as he breezed on through back into 2nd position in the fiercely forward McLaren. So a really nice overtake then, which continues to keep the places as is. Matteo Ugolotti starts lap 7 though, with a lead of what is 4.5 seconds in this race right now.
Yeah, that's incredible. He's really a notch above the rest of the field at the moment, and no one seems to be able to catch him. I think it was last week he won by about 15 seconds, and then he just decided to cruise it for the rest of the race. But we go back to the battle of the 2nd, 3rd and 4th. This race could be any one of those guys, and we need them to hang on the back of Ugolotti and take it to him.
Little battle then we were just seeing through the pack. Everyone's forming their own small groups at this moment in time, but there is going towards Copse Corner. Adam Gleeson and Diogo Oliveira second and third. Oliveira third in the championship coming into this one. Will be moving up to second if things stay like this, but of course he's really close in the championship with that driver in front of him, Adam Gleeson, who of course had a win last season at Spa-Francorchamps in a wonderful drive against Matt Wood. But it seems like Adam Gleeson is an on-his-day style driver, Fonty, where you have to work out, is he on a good day or is he not on a good day? Because that will determine whether you're racing against him or whether he's going to be 15 seconds down the road behind you.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and that's the key of sim racing, to finish first. You have to finish, but generally, you've got to be consistent, and certainly to win championships, you don't have to win every single race, unless, of course, you're up against Matteo Ugolotti, who is seeming to clean up at the moment. But yeah, if you're consistent enough, you can generally find that you're right up the order on that championship table.
Yeah, you certainly do see that. There is Thomas Knoll looking to be aggressive against Reynaldo Augusto, right up to the back. Going through then at what I believe they're making that position through is the village corner. So everyone's looking to try and get themselves into the best possible place to try and make those moves that are possible, but they're not quite there at the moment. It's all about a patience game around this circuit, and strategy is going to really come into play the longer that this one goes on. Just want to point out that Matt Wood is starting to break away here from Bradley Philpott, and Philpott has got himself Darren Parker for company, who is really doing well to spread this field out and keep himself tacking against the number 3.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Not a name that I've seen too much, Darren Parker. But yeah, certainly driving a good race, only half a second behind Philpott. And his last lap was not quite as fast as Philpott's, but consistency is key. So just looking at the sectors, he has been slightly faster through this lap, certainly. And could certainly make the move pretty soon, I reckon.
Definitely seems like an option here as they go on through these corners and try and work out where they possibly need to be over the course of this race. Parker, 32.7. It was a 32.6 from Bradley Philpott, so another tenth of a second's change at this moment in time. Very interesting to see how this one is all going through. Fastest driver of that last lap was Adam Gleeson with a 1:32.1, so he's now trying to reel those gaps back in. He's been given some fresh air to go out there and attack as we go and look on board onto the Wellington Straight then at, I believe, Parker. Now here's an interesting one. Matthew Howard from the back of the field diving down into the pits. It didn't look like that he had got himself into any issues at all out on circuit, so this is pretty much a planned pit stop.
Yeah, exactly right.
Uh-oh.
I'm not sure what his strategy is. Thomas Knoll, he's around.
Yeah, and that's down
for him
at
too.
Brooklands corner into Luffield, so it looks like he just got a massive hit from behind from Christoph Mons going through, and this was a very awkward position. It's allowed John Atkinson Sr. 2 places, but this is how it happens. Going through the left, you can see, moving into this right-hand corner, Mons just sends it in deep as if Thomas Knoll wasn't there, and that's a huge, huge hit that has really cost the rear wing.
Yeah, disappointing for him. As I was just saying before, he qualified quite well on 13th and was kind of just hanging in there. And didn't really know what the driver behind there was thinking, or disappointing. He'll be absolutely gutted with that one.
I'm pretty sure he will be at this moment in time. We now move on to the 10th lap of these 35 in the race. There is Klaus Siemitz in 9th place, still on this big train, looking at Samuli Väyrynen and Ben Horrell in front. And now behind, adding to the party, is Kent Nielsen, who will want to try and make that position up ASA&P, and he'll be looking to try and gauntlet through the train. There's a reason why he's 5th in the championship, because he quietly gets the good result.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and keeps it clean on track, which is the main thing. So just looking there at Nielsen, he's inside the top 10. Last week we saw him come right through and have a good result in the end, and I'm sure he will do the same again tonight.
I'm sure he'll be hoping for the same again. I'm sure he knows that that is what he is hoping for at this stage. They fly through this very aggressive section through Maggots and Beckett's, and then the Chapel Corner, which comes into play, which leads onto that hangar straight. Everybody looking to try and sort themselves out then, as the pit stop window will be starting to file into view. And oh, look at that on cue. That is Diogo Oliveira, who's normally an aggressive user of tyres, saying, I don't like these anymore. It's lap 10. I want mediums or something like that.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see if he does. Clearly either going to do a try and push those mediums out for another 24 laps, or chuck on another set of softs and then another set again.
We'll see with the pit stop then what Diogo Oliveira's choice of tyre is going to be. Thomas Knoll has come in and out of the pits and moved on to the medium compound tyre, so that's how far down he is. Oliveira switches to the medium compound then and will be out and away, and was followed in by Samuli Väyrynen, who was also moved to the medium tyre.
Yep, certainly was. And there we go, come out the lane. Where is he sitting? He's a bit further down the field, so we'll wait for the rest of them to come and do their stops. See how he is.
Oh, Reynaldo Augusto looking very, very under pressure, and has actually dropped 2 places. We're on focus with Horrell versus Parker, who's pulling up alongside Drew Magnussen Beckett. Big hit, and Parker finds the wall, just about keeps it on all fours as he goes through. A massive hit for Darren Parker then, as he went on through in exactly the same spot hit that Daniel Kvyat did with his blown tyre.
That's exactly right. Yeah, I'd like to see another shot of that, because yeah, that was a bit of an error from the car behind, I think. Yeah, really hard set of corners. Here we go, got on the replay. Oh, yeah, kind of chopped his nose a bit, really, didn't he?
He did, and that's the key. It's a bit of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. You could say if you're not fully alongside, you don't have a license to the corner. But Darren Parker there, probably not seeing that, not expecting a nose up the inside. There's the hit, and ultimately it's Scarpa on there, wayward son. Keep yourself in this race. So there's the hit, and there's the angle that you're going to see right now coming through in terms of this incident. It's going to be a really shocking one there. Whoop, around you go, and into the wall hard there with that hit. That would have been a lot of G's if this was real world, but thank goodness it is sim racing on the Virtual Racing School replay.
That's exactly right, and big thanks to Virtual Racing School for all their support of this series and all the stuff we do, the VX Scops as well. Yeah, certainly very thankful to have Peter and the team over at Virtual Racing School on board with us, and on board with the community as well. Some great gear, go check it out.
So there is fresh mediums getting through on old hard tyres, as that is going to be Diogo Oliveira getting through on CM Skinner. So Skinner able to lose that place then for the moment, but he's not racing Diogo Oliveira. He's going to be trying to take that as long as he can, and there's some great scrapping going on here as Yates and Montz now look to go for place. This is the scrap for what is 8th position on the road currently at this stage, as everyone tries to sort themselves out. Now Matt Wood and Adam Gleeson both dive down into the pit.
Yep, they do. There we go. In the pit lanes, we're going to see the pit lane light up a bit more from this point on. I think lap 13 now, so the majority of them, if they're staying out on softs, they are going to try and do that 2-stop strategy. But yeah, still no sign of Ugolotti coming into the lane. It's just cruising out there in front. It's got a massive gap, 10.9 seconds. So yeah, can anybody catch him is the question.
Oh, it's going to be close on the exit of the pit lane, and Oliveira is going to just be with Matt Wood. They are side by side as they go through turn 4 and now head to Aintree Corner at 5. They'll be on the Wellington Straight. John Pat Kelly will definitely not help this. I wouldn't want to be in this one as well as CM Skinner. Oh, they're going to go 4 wide, are they, on the straight? Almost they do, but Matt Wood around the outside is going to take that one. In comparison to Oliveira, he does run wide, but ultimately he is still able to get the place.
Yeah, there we go. Fantastic. Pretty well, and he'll be pleased to get through him, but Oliveira won't let him go easy, and he'll hang on the back and look after that tyre for as long as he can.
Yeah. Certainly will. Leader is in. Matteo Ugolotti here is down in the pits at this very moment and trying to make sure his stop on lap 14 works to perfection. Kent Nielsen will stay out and should take the race lead overall right now, but it's also about who else is coming in. Klaus Siemetz deciding to make his pit stop known as well, and they are very short stops here in this field. It's only going to be about 4 seconds. They get tyres, no fuel, and get themselves away. There is no refueling in these McLaren MP4-30, so they get themselves out and away again then as they push on forward, and it's a massive, massive gap then for Matteo Ugolotti. Questions on where Klaus Siemetz is going to come out. He's going to be right on the back of this very long train at this moment in time, and I think he's going to be behind Ben Horrell and behind Samuli Väyrynen, so exactly where he was.
Yeah, exactly right. Just looking at pit stop times, and fastest time out of that front bunch, Oliveira with a 3-second flat, so 37.7 seconds in the lane versus Matt Wood 38 flat and a 3.5 second stop. So Oliveira certainly winning that race.
But of course, the race isn't over yet. You've got Bradley Philpott at this moment in time. He's still yet to come down in here on lap 14, and he's going to try and stick it out as long as he can to make soft a reality. So he's going to be losing time over this phase of the stint here, Fonty. But the key is he's going to gain that all back after he's made that stop, and he's got fresh tyres to go out there and attack with.
Yeah, certainly will be. And yeah, had a great race last week. So I expect them to, certainly be in the battle for second or third place come the end of the race.
Here's John Pat Kelly in what is 13th position right now, trying to find a move on CM Skinner. They're both yet to come in and make those stops, but it is soft versus hard compound tyre, and that's a really interesting dynamic. The slowest tyre versus a gone-off quickest tyre.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and both of them yet to make a pit stop. Last lap by for Skinner, 0.2 of a second faster than Kelly. So yeah, certainly Kelly will be finding it hard to get some traction on those 15-lap old softs. I expect them to come in the next little bit as you're going to try and push it out to get to the halfway distance, to then have another crack of the same sort of tyre all the way through to the end of the race. I think that's probably a good bet.
Well, we should see that. There is Matteo Ugolotti at the moment at the front of the field. Net at this stage, we must say. He's got two in front, Philip Yates and Liam Buckley, who are both fighting for position. And look at how much more grip Ugolotti's got. He'll take DRS, he'll move to the inside. Yates gives him the room, but Buckley could box them both in here. And Ugolotti may have nowhere to go on the brakes. He'll have to funnel it around the outside, and he'll dispatch of one quite easily. It might just be two for your troubles, as in comes behind Philip Yates. Liam Buckley left to fight, and well, by fight I mean you have to let him through. He's Matteo Ugolotti.
Yeah, there you go. He's made it through there. That's always the most dangerous thing for the race leader, to try and battle back through the guys who haven't stopped as of yet. But he's managed to do it, and he's out in front with a nice little gap there.
Now, Philpott's gone on to the soft compound of tyre again, and this is on lap 16. So this is being a very even two-stop strategy by Bradley Philpott. He's come out just behind Diogo Oliveira, and he'll immediately pounce on the inside. Look at this for opportune. Bradley Philpott wasn't saying no to that. No second chances. In, out, banker Bosch.
Yeah, there we go. Fantastic drive, and sitting in sixth place. So he'll look after those tyres well. He did a great first stint to get to lap 16, and the car certainly didn't look like it was all over the show. So I'm sure that'll be his plan for the rest of the race here, is look after that tyre and be smooth and pick off cars as they go. Gleeson not too far up the road.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Ben Horrell's got himself an awkward battle here with Kleber Toffoli, who is on the medium compound. Very nearly runs into the back of him through Copse Corner. He gets very squirrely, does Toffoli, after having that air just taken away from him from behind as they move through the lefts and rights of Maggots, Beckett and Chappell once again. Samuli Väyrynen back up onto the rear of this battle. Wide goes to Foley, and you take the extreme line if you are going to be Ben Horrell. He gets it done, but now you'll have Samuli for a little bit of company.
Certainly will. Always got back past him again, from what I can see here. There we go. So, yeah, Väyrynen, he's going to be all over the back, and he'll hang on with Ben Horrell. John Pat Kelly just up the road, not even half a second for him. So he's having a good run at the moment inside the top 10. And we're seeing also, Liam Buckley inside in the lane currently.
Yeah, he's doing very well. So John Pat Kelly is due at this point. He's just about hit halfway. You've got Nico Väyrynen right now in second position as well. He's under pressure from Adam Gleeson. Remember, Nico has yet to pit. He's on the yellow walled medium compound tyres. We focus on Ben Horrell here, and this move, which should be coming up then on John Pat Kelly, will move to the inside to get this one done. And that is plain sailing to get that move all nicely sorted up. Next up, of course, behind Samuli Väyrynen will want through, but Nico, of course, in second. Keep an eye on this one. It's only 0.2 of a second as they head towards Copse Corner. This is going to be where you're going to start seeing where battles really do come into play. The longer that Adam Gleeson waits, the more that Matt Wood and also Bradley Philpott, who is absolutely flying, is going to clone.
Yep, just saw John Pat Kelly drop back another position, so he'll be starting to feel that rubber certainly wearing thin back there in 9th place. Ben Horrell just made a move past him. So, yeah,
what a move.
What a move. Absolutely fantastic there.
He did it round the outside to make sure that he got that one all sorted. And Bradley Philpott, you can't say anything about that. He's now got Nico Väyrynen right now because it was the same corner where Adam Gleeson got through. So now if you're Bradley Philpott, you go really aggressive through 1, through 2, angle into 3 with the mega lunge down the inside. What a move.
Yeah, what a fantastic pass that was, and really shows how good of a driver he is. I know in kart racing over here in the UK, he's one of the top drivers, and does a fantastic job, and certainly brings that over to iRacing here in this Grand Prix Series.
John Pat Kelly finally comes into the stop. Matthew Howard in for a second stop then, as he looks to try and go probably to a medium set to get himself over to the end. There is the focus on all of these drivers, and of course that battle going on for what is second position right now between Adam Gleeson and the very hard charging Bradley Philpott. Of course, there is a tyre discrepancy. It is soft versus medium, and I think Philpott's played the card perfectly here against the fiercely forward driver. That they all pitted maybe slightly too early for their liking. Here comes the move on the hanger straight. Which way do you want to go? You've got a choice of left or right. Chooses right as an option. Let's go, let's go. He says he moves on through. Brad Philpott, P2.
There we go. So last lap by for Philpott was a 31.9. The only other person in the 31, in the high 31s is Matteo Ugolotti. So he's lapping at similar pace to Ugolotti at this stage. 11.2 second gap back to him. So he's going to need to drive the wheels off the thing if he's going to catch him. But I think he's got every chance, that's for sure.
Yeah, he definitely does. And it's also worth noting that in 8th position right now is still CM Skinner on the hard compound tyre. So he's having a really good run at the moment. He is up 19 places, and we have almost next to no data in terms of the racing that we've done over the last couple of seasons, Fonty, on what that white-walled hard compound does. Because everyone says, oh, you lose too much time on it. There's no point running the hard tyre. Here comes the move then from Samuli Väyrynen, who will dive down the inside and make it happen. To be fair to CM Skinner, he is matching the times of Nico Väyrynen over that last lap.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Fastest lap so far in this race is at 33.5. So he's sort of around about similar pace to what cars are doing, and he's right up there. So just got to keep it clean and consistent, and that hard tyre seems to be doing all right for him.
Well, he'll be hoping that he can drive that as far as he possibly can. Now here comes Diogo Oliveira with the chance to make the move on Väyrynen here. Thought about it into that corner, but not going to find the chance yet. But on exit, well, here we go into the pits. comes Nico Verinen, who's going to take that position away for us at this moment in time. You can see, look how early on the limiter Nico Verinen is. It's a 55km/h speed limit here at Silverstone for one reason and one reason only. It's so that they get to the start-finish line behind the drivers who have just tried to make it through.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It'll be interesting to see what tyre choice he jumps onto here. I'm guessing it'll be the soft tyre and push those tyres for 15 laps. But yeah, certainly great stint from him.
Yep, a wonderful stint in also is Kleber Toffoli. They pushed it 20 laps, did both of them. And Nico Verinen here, I think, has made his stop. Yes, and he's out and away again on a lovely set of the soft compound tyre. He comes out alongside Jan Stratinsky, who tries to take it around the outside. But you can see more people in the pits then as they went through. But again, around the outside, he's got to get it on the exit here. And oh, Stratinsky, where were you going, sunshine, there? It seemed like he kept turning and realised, oh, I've run out of corner. Why am I turning on the straight?
Yeah, I think he jumped on the gas a little bit too hard there and then decided to just slow down, regain his composure and keep it on the black stuff.
Yeah, there is Christoph Monks, by the way, who is having a pretty okay drive in P16. He's looking to chase down Philip Yates for position right now and try and gain a way through as quickly as possible. But of course, that through Magnus and Beckett's is always going to be very difficult out there on circuit to get right if you try and make those moves. There is, of course, the other battle going on, and you can see it on screen right now, the train of CM Skinner at this point in time, and it might just be a case of him going to sleep in a couple of moments with those hard tyres at this stage. They're going to be screaming out for a little bit of help. Klaus Siemetz then doing a 33.4 compared to a 35 flat over that last lap. You can see how much they're holding up. Kent Nielsen wants through, so does John Atkinson Sr. And you can see Siemetz is actually having to defend this one from Kent Nielsen. No, I want first dibs here at the overtake.
Yeah, you're exactly right. He's driving his own race, but looking at it, there's not too much traction being found in the rear end. Is he trying to go all the way of 35 laps to get home on these tyres?
I'd assume
possibly,
so.
Yeah, it'd probably be better to jump in, grab a set of softs and come home on them. But yeah, driving a fantastic race either way. Yeah, looking, he's going to get passed by this bunch of cars very soon.
He's only 1.5 seconds slower than his fastest lap at this stage here is CM Skinner. If you put the maths in, it's 14 laps from this point onwards to the end of the race. So 14, say 2 seconds roughly, that's 28 seconds. That's roughly a pit stop here in this series. So you're looking at that and you think, well, CM Skinner right now hasn't hit the reason that he needs to go down in the pits. And the longer that he goes, the more likely it is that white wall tyre to the end actually, for as much pain as it's going to be, it's going to work. Through goes Klaus Siemetz. Here comes a little look back again on the outside, halfly there, as he tried to leave room for Ken Nielsen, who couldn't get through on that soft compound tyre. And suddenly there is John Atkinson Sr. into the party as well. So this is going to be a little bit of walking over hot coals at the moment for 14 laps for CM Skinner.
Yeah, I think the dangerous thing for him as well, although he's driving a great race, kind of when you've got a tyre like that and your competition aren't used to racing against someone on that sort of tyre compound, you're generally going to have to take those tighter corners a bit slower to be able to get around. And these cars move fast enough as they do, and kind of, you know, you have to react pretty quickly. Well, if you can't get on the gas as fast as what the guys behind are, what they normally would expect their competition to do, then we could find someone going up the back end of him. But as long as he continues to keep going, it was a 34.9 from that last lap by. So if he can just hang on the back of these guys and continue those lap times, then he might finish around a similar sort of position. We've got 6 seconds back to Christoph Muntz there in 12th position.
Speaking of hanging on the back, look at Bradley Philpott, Adam Gleeson and Matt Wood. The moves very easily done by Bradley Philpott. He looked like he was trying to break away. The moment he got in front, he's ultimately been kept in a very nice, comfortable range by the medium compound runners, and that will only give an advantage to them later on in this one. There is your leader, Matteo Ugolotti. A poor lap from him that last time by. It was a 1:34 28.9 overall that he managed to do, and it didn't look like there was too much wrong actually with that lap. It was just something that didn't really play into Matteo Ugolotti's, I would say, wheelhouse is the right way forward.
There we go. We've seen a mistake from the champ. He's managed to hold on to it pretty good. He's got to
Maybe
slow
a slowdown.
Yeah, there we go. We're going to see through here. Oh. No slowdown off that one. Keep watching here. No, haven't caught that one. But yeah, 34.9 for him. So Philpott, he's 10 seconds behind, and we've got 12 laps left in the race. He's going to need to punch out some pretty fast lap times to be able to catch that up. But I reckon the battle between himself and Gleeson and Wood is really going to turn on towards the end of the race.
Slow down at Chapel Corner. That's where Ugolotti made his trouble. So we've managed to work that one out then in the long and the short of it. But you still got Gleeson there in P3, wanting to move up to second in this wonderful fight with Philpott and Wood here as they try and work it out. And that is smoking through the corner from Inigo Bayer then as he drops back a little bit. So we'll catch this on the virtual racing score replay. Oh, he's gone for a big off then, coming out of Brooklands, and he's hit the back of the wingless Thomas Knoll going through. And very lucky there is John Pat Kelly, who committed himself to the outside and went, oh, okay, you're just going off the road. I'm just going to scarper off down the inside. Nothing to see here.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what I was talking about when it came to seeing Skinner as well, of those sorts of accidents happening. These guys are, these cars are so fast, and we saw that accident just coming into Maggots and Beckett's early on in the race, where you look in the mirror or you kind of make a move, and if you're not expecting a car to be there, you can't always look in the rear vision mirror. So these cars are incredibly tough to drive, and for a slow car being in front, it's quite hard to get past sometimes.
Adam Gleeson then has lost the place. It was coming out of 4 into 5, and a mistake putting the power down allowed the move to happen for Matt Wood. Jump up into position number 3 in this race. His focus now will be primed and ready here in this one to attack Bradley Philpott once again. These two have been unable to separate themselves from each other all season long, and they have been the 2 and 3, which arguably you could say have been the most likely to challenge over the course of this year.
Certainly right. Matt Wood, very good driver. He's been at the top in the standings, because he keeps it pretty clean and consistent. We've only seen a few horrible rounds from him. But yeah, great to see him and Philpott having this awesome battle.
Just a handful of retirements, and by handful I mean a couple of fingers right now, because Cedric Beale and Darren Parker, the only retirements, as here comes Matt Wood around the outside, runs off the circuit a little bit, trying to gather it back up on the inside, is not going to be able to get that one done just yet at this stage, with the focus very firmly on Bradley Philpott's struggles at this moment in time. He was 3/10 slower over that last lap, and now the focus for Matt Wood is, can I line it up? Probably hang a straight best place.
Yep, probably the best spot. There's plenty of passing opportunities at this track, and certainly in real life we see awesome racing, and it certainly turns it on in the virtual world as well.
Yeah, and a big wide line then from Bradley Philpott mitigates any chance of a late lunge down the inside. The focus still very much there as they flick through the lefts and the rights, looking to go out there, attack, make everything happen then over the course of these laps. But the big key for Matt Wood is focus. Find the place. This is for second. Gets a good run through turn 1, trying to get a really nice one through 2. But look at how Philpott uses all of the road to try and cover. It won't matter here for Matt Wood. He'll have the inside here at turn number 4. Again, Philpott will try and attack off the exit, but he's got nothing to play with here. Matt Wood able to get the move done, and more crucially than getting the move done, he will have the DRS on the straight, which effectively negates any counter-attack from Philpott, who tried, but there's no room.
Yeah, just had a look up there. He's going to be in the position of trying to put off his Matt Wood here and potentially throw some fake dives or some last-minute moves and try to put him off. Those tyres for Philpott are 3 laps newer than what Wood has. 13 laps for Wood and 10 laps for Philpott. So will that play a part towards the end of this race? Only 9 laps to go.
Biting the bullet then is CM Skinner, who has now gone onto the soft compound and will be looking to set fast laps. Off in the infield actually is John Pat Kelly. As here comes the move. Matt Wood down the inside and gets it sorted there. That was also nicely done there from Philpott. He was trying to attack back. Here we go. Big lunge down the inside here as they go towards that section of road. And ultimately, position maintains. Now, I wonder here as, John Pat Kelly, just about enough room there between himself and Skinner as they came together actually going through. I want to go all the way back because John Pat Kelly and Thomas Knoll crashed it through into the arena section.
Yeah, there we go. So this is the battle with plenty going on at the front here. This is working in perfect favour for Adam Gleeson. He's just hanging on there, waiting for these guys to come together and saving his tyres while these guys are wearing them out.
Oh, back to the outside, Matt Wood. This is a great scrap between these two at this moment in time. Another search as they go through the right and try and put the power down on the exit. Once more, it is Bradley Philpott who works the outside line and is using more and more of the soft compound to remain ahead. They are really scrapping. If they keep on it like this, they'll allow Diogo Oliveira and co back into this group. And this is where things get awkward as they fight because they've realised first place is gone. We fight for second.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And if they continue to fight like that, we've got Oliveira who's doing 132.5s, Philpott 133.8. So 3 seconds exactly separating Gleeson and Oliveira at this stage. Oliveira will be loving it. He'll be hoping that they continue to battle.
Yeah, and we'll be definitely hoping that it all plays out in this one and they know exactly what they need here in terms of this battle. A few sorries coming in from CM Skinner. I think he clipped the back of Thomas Knoll going through turn number 3 out on circuit in through the arena. So not ideal at all. I think that is Knoll's retirement. He is now out of the race here in this one. 8 laps to go then here in this race at Silverstone. It is one driver all alone, but second, third and fourth, the podium very much not decided here, but a good lap there from Bradley Philpott. And again, they are starting to break over against Adam Gleeson, and that's the plan that Matt Wood wants. He won't go for a move unless he guarantees he's not going to be in trouble behind.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And these guys need to work with each other to try and pull that gap back to Gleeson. Until they do that, they'd set themselves up for disaster, especially if Oliveira gets on the back of them. And Oliveira is still closing. He's under 3 seconds now. So, yeah, it could be all on for the end here. We've got Skinner back in the lane again.
Oh, that's a real shame to see that. So CM Skinner takes himself to the lane, and that will hurt him in terms of his race because there'll probably be some damage that he picked up from the hit. No chance this time for Matt Wood to get it done on Bradley Philpott in the race for second place at this moment in time. Every position still mattering here in the late stages of this race as again they continue to have their scrap and try and work out where exactly this will finish them up because they know that Philpott likes defending and Philpott is technically on the better tyre, but how much is that tyre hurting right now when you've got a medium tyre that can go for it again to the outside? Matt Wood tries and he's really trying to open up every corner that he can in comparison to Philpott.
Yeah, well, we saw Philpott get 16 laps out of those tyres on the soft compound. So, yeah, he is looking like he's starting to struggle now. And certainly those battles that they had last lap and the lap before will not be helping the life of the tyre. So this is, certainly creating an opportunity for Wood, which maybe this is Wood's game plan.
It is, and now Wood is trying every which way to find a move. Maybe at Copse. You don't often see him at Copse Corner, but not this time at least. you're going to see that move there. So Matt Wood has to be alert here to how he wants to make this move. They know they're dropping time. They know they're wanting to gain places, but Matt Wood's gone to the inside, to the outside. He could try slant ways if he wanted to, but he's really not finding that fun. CM Skinner has retired the car then from this race. He is out in terms of this one, so not much that he can do there. On the brakes, in through Stowe Corner once more. Nothing doing. Another lap ticked off for Bradley Philpott.
Yeah, there we go, and 6 to go. So Philpott, he's found his composure, and he needs to just try and keep that gap open. As soon as Wood and him start battling, it's bringing Gleeson right back into the swing of things. So Gleeson's just a second behind these guys, and Oliveira's still catching down to 2.4 seconds.
He is, and that is what Diogo Oliveira wants. He wants to chase down this gap. 32.7 from him. Didn't chase enough to Bradley Philpott, so to speak, but he is closing Adam Gleeson, and he wants to be in there to get himself into 4th position or even better. He'd absolutely love it if those drivers came together at some point as they tried to go for attacks, but at this stage, it looks like they're all pretty much line astern, making sure that they are in a very nice position. Keep an eye out, though. 7th and 8th place right now. This is another battle going on. Kent Nielsen is on a wonderful charge here on the soft, and he wants to get by Samuli Veranen on the mediums.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Up in 8th position there. It's been a great race for Kent Nielsen, and I'm sure he has every opportunity to get past Veranen. Horror was the next one up the road if he can manage to do that. Only going into 5 laps left in a moment, so that will be probably, if he can manage to get this one done and catch up to Horrell, I'm pretty sure that's one of Kent Nielsen's best finishes.
I'm pretty sure that would be as well, so maybe we could see that happening again. Matt Wood not quite in position, going through Club Corner onto the Lewis Hamilton straight as they go now through towards turn 1 once again here at Silverstone. They know they're running out of laps to make something happen. They're on 31 of 35, so 5 laps around this Silverstone track to work out, can you pick up the one victory that you have been hoping for time and time again? That's going to be the focus, at least at this moment in time, for all of these drivers who are trying desperately to get through. But once more, there's nothing doing as Nielsen's actually having a look down the inside behind for 7th and 8th. And look at this on the exit as he goes on through. What a move, son.
Yeah, there we go. So fantastic move there by Nielsen up to 7th. He's got 1.9 seconds up the road to Horrell. But yeah, I'm quite impressed at how many close battles we've seen throughout this race, throughout the field. And our retirees are certainly down on what we would normally see with only 5 cars out at the moment.
Yeah, so Cedric Beale, Darren Parker, Thomas Knoll, Matthew Howard, and the spinner is Philip Yates, who has gone around coming out then of Luffield Corner, trying to battle with Christoph Montz. Didn't get close enough. He'll lose a place now to Tamas Shane for position, but very easily done, that sort of spin, just too early on the power.
Yeah, there we go. And this sort of late stage in the race, those rear tyres are certainly feeling it. And if you're running 2 sets of softs, then yeah, they're going to be near on down to the canvas by the end of this race.
Go on, speaking of canvas, you can see that it's all about defence now for one Mr. Bradley Philpott. He's trying to brake, he's trying to get away, but every time it's covered off by Matt Wood, and he's trying to do everything possible, moving across the line, making sure that there is no way you're getting that draft. But Matt Wood, what can you do at this stage? He is really trying to harass the back of Bradley Philpott, and he's just not making mistakes there on that soft compound tyre. Those mediums are in a very nice place in comparison, but he still can't find the way through.
Yeah, we've got 4 laps to go, so those soft tyres of Philpott's really are starting to feel it. They're 16 laps old versus Wood's medium tyres, which have done 20 laps. So I'm sure Matt Wood is a very good driver. Looks like he's struggling there in the front end already, a bit of understeer. And Philpott doing a fantastic job on those old softs now.
Yes, and now Philpott stretches that gap out to about 5 car lengths here. There is your race leader, by the way. We haven't forgotten about him. He's Matteo Ugolotti, and he is a full 17.2 seconds clear of Bradley Philpott at the front of this race. He has just romped clear in this one, and nobody has seen him since the drop of the green flag, which would be very disheartening for everyone else in the field. Philpott and Wood then still close together as they go through, but now you're down to just 3 laps to go, Fonty, and chances and time is running out here for Matt Wood.
Yep, certainly is. He's a very smart driver, though, and I'm sure he set up the move nicely, and he'll be just been patiently looking after those tyres, and probably see him have a go within that last lap. Oh, through that slow stuff, he's all over the back of Philpott. Just the front end of Philpott's car is really starting to struggle this late on in the race.
Certainly is. So that battle still continues. No dice through Copse Corner. Ben Horrell, mind you, is now under pressure as well for 6th place because Kent Nielsen, look at this, he is right there again. So now Kent Nielsen with a chance to move up to P6. This will be a wonderful points haul for the driver, 5th in the championship. And he's doing this on some wonderful strategy calls late on in this one as he wants to try and attack the 20.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Great drive from Nielsen. And as I said earlier, we don't normally see him right up the top, but yeah, he's always a pretty clean and consistent driver, and that's why we're seeing him on the championship points ladder.
Here we go.
And there we go.
Down the inside, easily done. Kent Nielsen moves up into P6. Ben Horrell's not giving this one up easy, though, as he goes trying on the outside to get things going. A little bit heavy over the curb there for Kent Nielsen, but he can put the power down on the exit, and he's just doing enough, but there's no guarantee right now as they head towards turn number 1. Horrell's going to look back to the inside. Contact, and Kent Nielsen's ride comes spiralling into the wall as he now has to try and work out if he's still got a car available to him. Not ideal at all. It was going to end in tears into 1.
That's heartbreak for Kent Nielsen, and yeah, I'd like to go back and have a look at that, what exactly happened, but yeah, that's really disappointing for him to have that. He's dropped back to 10th position, so the car didn't look too bad, but yeah, certainly gonna...
Oh, it's not nice to say, but there's netcode in it as he goes through. And second time that Ben Horrell's been involved in this sort of incident. Of course, Darren Parker got the wrong end of it. And they can see bang, netcode, and around goes Kent Nielsen, unduly robbed at that moment in time. We've got a lap and a little bit to go, or now we're on the final lap coming up soon for Matteo Ugolotti. You can see it says so right now. White flag, final lap of this race, still on for one Mr. That is being Matt Wood. Try and get through on Bradley Philpott. He's not got the best of runs through the final corner. They've still got that gap of about 0.4 of a second. He's got to be really aggressive on this last lap if he is going to try and get himself through and pick that up. He knows he wants positions. He knows he needs points. Bradley needs them as well as they go through. Still a battle on Ben Horrell, of course, versus Samuli Väyrynen. This one will be now for 6th position because Nielsen did all the job to get there at this moment in time. And there is Kent Nielsen, and he is effing and blinding is the right word for it right now because he is not happy at how that race has finished off for him. He was on for P6. He had P6, and then it was all taken away 2 laps from the end. Onto the back straight then. These two drivers come along as they figure things out, but already making progress through onto the hangar straight is Matteo Ugolotti, who once again has proven he is just one notch above everybody else when it comes to this series. Once again, he is flying with a level of consistency that nobody can match. Blink and you will miss him. It is now going to be the Fantastic Four that he gets. Ugolotti is 4 straight in IGPS with a wonderful result. It's still not over for second because Philpott will have to defend going in towards the Club and Vale corners here. And now on the brakes, I think he's now just got enough on Matt Wood, who's tried every trick in the book. Now try turning him. That's the only thing you've got left. And he's going to run out of road to try and get there. Close. But he's run out of line to get there home.
Fantastic race there. Well done to Matteo Ugolotti. He was class above the rest, as always, 19 seconds in front. But that battle there, as we're just finishing this one off.
Oh, he's out of road. Ben Horrell tried to get that one back there, Fonty. He didn't get there.
No, he didn't get there, but yeah, great drive from him. Yeah, disappointing that himself and Kent Nielsen came together like that. Really gutted for Kent. He drove a great race and really deserved that, but he's managed to still come home in 11th. So he's still a reasonable finish considering a big shunt like that.
And it's still going on here, these mini battles. Tamas Shane trying to hold off Dan Buffton, as it's going to be a case of quote-unquote brawn versus BMW Sauber. BMW Sauber will take that one coming over towards the line, as the last few drivers who are in this race are going to make it over and across the line. We can, for you right now, bring up official classified results here from the Silverstone circuit. Overall, it was a wonderful race. Finished off in 54 minutes and 19 seconds by Matteo Ugolotti, and he wins by 19 seconds over Bradley Philpott, who went full defense mode against Matt Wood and succeeded against him coming over to the checkered flag. Adam Gleeson will take a quiet 4th place. He had an opportunity here today, but 4th is all it's going to be, with Diogo Oliveira rounding out then the top 5. Samuli Väyrynen gets 6th place overall and is trying to keep this one in play with a pretty nice result come the end. Ben Horrell, great drive today, up into 7th, but a couple of incidents here and there, sticking the nose down the inside. I'm sure that he'll have a little look at that. Klaus Siemens then, after starting 5th on the grid, drops down to 8th place. Not bad at all. Didn't really have the necessary pace today to challenge those at the front, with 9th position going to John Atkinson Jr. and Christoph Mont, after his couple of incidents, still manages to finish off inside the top 10. Behind that then in 11th is Kent Nielsen, with a load of issues here today. He didn't get exactly the result that he wanted. He was up there fighting for P6, with 12th position overall going, of course, to Nico Väyrynen. 13th then, as coming over to the line, it was going to be then one Mr. Reynaldo Augusto, with Tamas Shane there in 14th, holding off Dan Buffton. Philip Yates had a couple spins, P16, with Kleber Toffoli 17th after starting today on the medium compound, with Ray Griffioen in 18th, 19th, John Pat Kelly, and then Inigo Bayer then from what is Club Iberia rounds out the top 20. The final drivers are a lap down, or Worsley and Buckley and Jan Stratinsky a lap down, and retirements for CM Skinner, who started on the hard compound tyres, Matthew Howard, Thomas Knoll, Darren Parker, and Cedric Beale. All your retirements here today. Well, Salut Gilles, the next challenge, the next chapter of this championship. It's Montreal that we'll be heading to next for round 5 of your iRacing Grand Prix Series. And Fonty, a track which is all about high speed and chicanery.
Yeah, it certainly is. Very tough, challenging circuit, and some areas with plenty of forgiving runoff, but also other areas that give no runoff at all. So this should be an exciting round for round 5 of the iRacing Grand Prix Series.
Yes, and the only place you can catch that is with us here at SimSpeed TV. If you haven't already, you can like, share, and subscribe if you want to be part of the action and see more goings on here with us at SimSpeed TV. A massive thanks, though, has to go to all of those who get it done for us. Of course, to the Virtual Racing School, who have been on the replays for us here today, as they have been for the entirety of this year. And on top of that, to the team that's been working here on this. Jay Kennedy on the cameras, to Fonty, Scott Fountain alongside me. My name's Jake Sperry. And how do you stop Matteo Ugolotti? It's a question, a tale as old as time. He has looked so dominant, so quick, and nobody is holding a candle in a wind to him at this stage. IGPS may as well be the Matteo Ugolotti show and friends at this stage. We'll see you next time out as we get to action from the circuit, Gilles Villeneuve.
This is fantastic. This is He's here racing right now.
He's got traction, he's got rhythm, both of them! Maloney!
Oh, he's taking Anderson! Anderson's up top here!
Oh my god! Big crash! Oh my goodness, half the field's gonna get rolled!
Six very close. These guys are going to want to make their way through the field very quickly. Oh, there we go. Oh no! That's massive! This is it! This is over! I can't believe this! Oh my god!
God, what?